Hey, what's up, guys? King J coming to you live from hell. And this time, I want to talk a little bit more about what I was talking in one of my previous videos, and it's trust. Trust. It's almost like trust is a resource. It's like gas. There's levels to it, but in reality, trust should be something that you don't have to search for and receive. It should be something that sparks from within. Everything is something that sparks from within. As I keep going through transformation after transformation and receiving more from my reality, I start to question, it's all happening. What else can I do? Then I start getting freaked out of the power of confidence, the power of trusting and believing, and then the self-sabotage starts to bubble up again. What I want to do is be very clear about my view on things. Before, it would be pessimistic. Before, it would be, how could good things happen? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And now I'd rather take it and say, how awesome that good things happen even when it doesn't make sense. How awesome that I always get exactly what I want even when doubts are in my head. How awesome it is that I train for something, and when I show up, I'm able to just take it with ease. When I'm ready, I get it. I receive. So what it is it's not about it's not just about wanting something. It's knowing you're worthy of it and being ready to receive it, letting yourself receive it. Once again, the logic that we have isn't always logical. And the way that we frame things in our mind is allowed to change and grow and adapt and reform, because life is ever changing. And I want to embrace that. I don't want to stay stuck thinking that a certain way of thinking is the right way. We gotta be open. We gotta be open to change and allowing beliefs to shift, so that way we could keep receiving things that were always wanted. So and this is stuff that someone like Dylan James or Aaron Dowdy talk about on YouTube. And the way that they approach it is awesome. And they're doing it in a way that's for everybody. And I'm only putting these things in perspective for me in my personal life, but I'm also trying to be very general. I'm not really revealing what it is I'm trying to attain. I'm just kind of riffing off of my own brain. So it's crazy how you could kind of see everything really clearly, that it's all happening before your very eyes, but still not believe it. Isn't that crazy when something happens and it's already happened, but you could not believe that it actually happened? And then, even if it was a good or bad thing, you still couldn't believe that it actually happened. But these things do happen, and dreams come true, and sometimes bad days happen or bad things happen. And something that I like that Dylan James always says, it's the way that you interpret the things and actions that take place in your life. It really affects the way that you carry yourself. So if you allow things to give a meaning that puts you in a negative place, you're the only one that's doing that. Another thing he says is, nobody makes you feel anything without your consent. You decide how you feel. And one thing is, usually I'm very perceptive to feelings. Usually I'm very like, I could see people's doubts, not just about themselves, but about me too. And I notice it in it, and I feed off it, sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way, because sometimes it'll be something I notice and I'll try to prove it wrong through impressing. And then there's other times where I'll use it and I'll say, what's the point? I'm never going to do it. And then I'll break myself down. But both times, those were my actions, my beliefs. So it's like the beliefs don't just end when something happens. You know what I mean? They're constantly changing, constantly growing. It's a process, and the process doesn't end. So when you feel that moment of wanting to give up, or just you don't know how it's exactly going to work out, you kind of have to drop the focus, as Dylan James would say. Drop the focus and just relax and try and enjoy your day and have fun. And then kind of just stay focused on your feeling state. That's what I would say. That's been the hardest thing for me, because the emotions come later. The thoughts are always there. The thoughts are always a mile ahead, and then the emotions come later. But it's a process, and the process needs to be trust. But the thing is, it's not just the process. You are the one in the steering wheel. You are the one gripping the wheel. So you have to trust yourself. You're driving yourself. So you gotta trust yourself and have a dialogue with yourself, with intentions and clarity and everything. It's a crazy world, but it's your world. That's what I believe firmly. It's a crazy world, but it's your world. And as everything keeps shifting, you want to be in the best place for you. So prioritize yourself. Prioritize yourself and don't worry about anything else. And when you're prioritized, you're going to see that reflected back to you. That's the belief that I'm trying to maintain and manifest. When I'm the priority, I always see that reflected back to me. The funny thing about this channel is, like, the key that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, like, give myself an outlet to speak about me. And not even me, just the process that I'm trying to go for betterment. But I'm also giving myself a place to speak about whatever. So I'll do a video about Fortnite. Then I'll talk a little bit more about manifestation and things like that. But what I'm always trying to do is keep it something positive, not just for everybody, but something positive for me. So that way I'm not kind of focused on the negatives. I want to be open. I want to be free. See things from different perspectives. That's what I'm trying to get at. And just through this process, just chatting, this thing that to other people may be useless, it's actually very beneficial for me. It's very therapeutic for me. Maybe I have an ego that wants to be noticed or validated or whatever, but I'm the only one that could feel that at the end of the day. These videos could be making millions of views, constant likes, everyone saying, I like what you're saying here, I agree, why don't you talk about this and that and this and that. But really, those things won't never come until I'm in a space to not need that, not care about that, just trust. And that's where I'm trying to get to, that place of just trusting that everything's just going to go the way that I'd like it to go. But life is good, and I'm gonna keep pushing forward. And if you made it to 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 25 seconds, I want to thank you for listening to me and hearing me out, even on my drowsy day. But yeah, let me know what you'd like for me to talk about next. Thanks for watching. King J out.